heat of this dream. Witness the strength and confidence of those who face these challenges, cause in the end we all win. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Everybody say,
and to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all those families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
That is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
Welcome to this last league game of the Super 8 of the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11 between Watania and Daman Insurance. Watania captain Deepak will flip the coin and Munir will do the calling in front of the officials. Deepak, flip the coin. Heads is a call. Tail it is. Deepak, you won the toss. What do you want to do?
We'd like to bat first. It's a crucial match for both the teams, so we would like to play and give a score on the board, and we want to be comfortable with the batting first.
It's a virtual knockout when you come to this last game. A decision that could make or break your campaign. What has been the talk to the boys coming into this game?
See, we know this is a knockout because both teams have won 1-1 matches, and this match will decide who will play semi-final. And that's why we want to bat first and without pressure, and we want to give a good score to Daman to chase. That is our basic idea, to play according to the quality of the bowling and give a decent score on the board to which we can comfortably save in the end. That's the idea.
Anyway, thank you. And Munir, happy to bowl first, or was your plan to bat as well?
No, I'm happy to bowl first. That's what. Anyhow, like if I would have won the toss, like I would have choose the field. So we know it's a do or die game. We need to do, like, it's our moment to give everything in the field. So let's see. We will try to win for the victory.
And any changes in the team today?
Yes, we have a few good key players are not turned up today. They have some commitment. So let's see. We have another 11. Let's see. We'll try our best to win the game.
And how's the energy level in the boys? Although missing a few key players, the rest of them must be wanting to come and perform and save the side from elimination.
Yeah, they understood this is the do or die game. So let's see. They say like they will give their best in the field. Let's see. We'll try to win the game.
Thank you for that. All the best. And that's the news from the center. Watania captain Deepak winning the toss, and he elected to take first strike in this do or die game. action coming up. Stay tuned on a Super Sunday here at the Al Malik grounds in Ajman. Thank you.
Hello, check. Hello, check. Hello, hello, hello. Okay.
Welcome to the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11, the last of the Super 8 games between Watania Takaful 11 versus Daman Insurance. Watania captain Deepak won the toss and he decided to take first strike. Sivan and Deepak opening the innings for Watania. First one on the money is Muzammil. And no runs on board. As we have a look at the field placements with only 2 men allowed outside the 30-yard circle. There's a man at wide long on and a man at long off. 5 men patrolling the ball at the offside and couple of men on the leg side. One behind square and one at short mid-wicket. Muzammil bowls the second one on the money and Sivan plays it back to the bowler. No run. Bowling from about 8 to 10 steps, relies on line, but this time Sivan goes across the line and belts this one towards deep mid wicket for 4. So first runs on the board. And starts off with a bang, 4 runs on board. Have a look at that. And a sighter on a couple of balls, and this time slightly up to his arc and sends this over the mid-wicket boundary. 1 bounce for 4, so 4 runs on the board. Remember, this is a virtual knockout game for both these sides. The winner of this game will go through to the semi-finals, and the loser will head back home and end their campaign today. Sivan on strike, this time full toss, plays it towards covers, wanting to have more of that, but will have to end up with a single. So 1 run on board, a slight miscommunication, but in the end, Deepak and Sivan completing that single brings Deepak on to strike for the first time in this game. Deepak Kulbe, the captain. Facing Muzammil, slightly short, will be called a wide. It's going over the head height of the batsman, so will be called a wide and will be 1 for the over is what the umpire indicates. So 1 more run, score moves on to 6. On the pads, plays it towards square, beautiful shot, wrist comes into play and the ball just makes it to the fence. So first runs for Deepak, he starts off with the boundary 2 and score moves on to 10. Muzammil string onto the legs here. Have a look at that, glanced off his pads and racing away towards the square leg boundary for 4 more. And score reaches double digits to 10 with 1 more ball to go in the over. down the leg side will have to re-bowl that one, and the score moves on to 11. Second extra, second wide. This is where top teams do better than the sides that are up there. Maintain the line and lengths, keep change in the field. The man at short third being sent to short fine, and the man at gully now moves to short third. So there's quite a bit of distance between the short third man and the point fielder. So he'll have to bowl a lot straighter. And Deepak, wanting to play this over covers, gets it to the toe end of the bat, but nonetheless gets a single to end the over. 12 for the loss of no wicket at the end of over number 1. Deepak batting 5 of 2 and Sivan batting 5 of 4. 12 runs on board. Over number 2 to begin. Numan comes into bowl to Deepak as indecision ends up in a dot ball. Sivan was ball watching, wasn't watching his partner. Probably decided against that run because he had stopped Muzammil from running freely. So that's a good sign, a good sportsmanship. Score remains on 12. Numan plays it to a square. They complete a single by the time the fielder comes in from deep mid-wicket. They complete another run. So 2 more runs added and score moves on to 14. Plays this behind square now. The man at deep mid-wicket, a few feet inside, runs around to his right and collects the ball. 1 more run added to the total. Score moves on to 15. Sivan on strike, this time outside the off stump, wanting to cut this one, misses it into the keeper's gloves. No run there. Plays it down towards mid-off, straight to the man there. Fast outfield, takes the ball straight away to the bowler, and the score remains on 15. A couple of balls left. 3 runs coming off this over so far. As this time plays it towards the man at mid-on. He misses that one, and the ball races away towards the boundary. So 4 runs to the total. Half a chance there, goes down.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities, I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
For the loss of no wicket at the end of 2 overs. Deepak batting 8 of 5 with 1 boundary. Sivan batting 9 of 7 with 2 boundaries. And the last over of Noman ended with 7 runs being conceded. Brings Muzabil on to strike, who's gone for 12 in the first over. We want to do better. This time pulls it right up to the batsman. Deepak plays it towards wide of long on. The fielder moves around to his right, collects the ball and sends it back to the bowler. Single completed. Score moves on to 20. A constant field changes that we're seeing here, as Muzammil is bowling a lot straighter to Deepak, and this time with the man from fine leg coming into short third, he'll want to bowl it outside the off stump, but he ends up bowling it straight, and Sivan goes on one knee, hops on one knee and sends this towards the square leg boundary for 4 more. He moves into double figures. Score moves on to 24. Have a look at that. Slightly short onto one knee, the Gordon Greenwich way, and it goes towards the deep square leg boundary for 4. And score moves on to 24. And he moves on to 13 of 8 with the 3 boundaries. The man from mid-wicket now moved towards deep square leg. This time outside the off stump, plays it towards gully. There's no run there. Bowling to a 6-3 field. There's 6 men inside the ring on the offside. Nobody patrolling the cover boundary or the long off boundary. And there's 1 man at deep square leg. There's a man at wideish long on and a man behind square. That's shot this time, but dealt severely, and over the fence he goes for the first maximum, wanting to bounce the batsman, but ends up bowling it into the surface, which sat up to be hit, and Sivan sends this packing over the square leg boundary. Have a look at that. The height and the distance just enough to go over the square leg boundary for the first maximum of the day. Score moves on to 30. And Sivan is up and running. He's reached 19 with that shot, and of the 10 balls he's faced, strike rate of 190, and at the same time Deepak is batting 9 of 6, so a good start for Watania 11. We're in the 3rd over of power play, so only 2 men allowed outside the 30-yard circle. This time outside the off stump, enough width, and over to the point boundary for 4 more. There was enough width. All he needed was to get a bit of bat on that, and with the vacant spaces, it was quite easy to score those boundaries. So 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 34. 34 for the loss of no wicket. Going at the strike rate of 12 runs per over, and now the change with the plan change. They send the man from covers to the cover boundary. The man at deep square leg comes in towards the square leg onto the inside the circle, and he decides to bowl round the wicket. The only way he can do is slant the ball across, as this time Sivan plays it towards the man at deep long on for a single. Moves on to 35, brings Deepak onto strike. Or rather, end of the over with that single. 35 for no loss at the end of 3. Sivan drives this down the ground past the bowler for 4 more, and Numan gives away a boundary of the first ball. He gave away a boundary of the last ball he bowled, and then this one, a half volley, and sends this back straight as an arrow. Score moves on to 39, this time slightly slower in the air. And a well-judged catch by the man at short third. 3 men were going for it. But in the end, man at short third catches, and Sivan's cameo comes to an end. He's out for 24 of 13. Have a look at that. Runs his fingers over the ball and slows that one. Toe end of the bat, skews up in the air. And the man at short third takes it just a few inches above the turf to send Sivan back to the hut. Sivan caught by Manoj off the bowling of Noman for 28 of 14 balls with 5 boundaries and a maximum. Sujit comes in at number 3. अब्दुल रहमान को बोला ना उसका रिप्ले दिखाना है, ये बॉल के बाद रिप्ले दिखाए वो कैच का. Sujit at number 3. We called a wide, so 1 more run. 40 is the total. 1 more extra. As we have a look at the replay of the last ball, runs his fingers over the ball, skews it up off the toe end of the bat, and have a look. 3 men are converging, but in the end, the man at short third takes it just a few inches above the ground and sends the dangerous Sivan back to the hut. So Noman having his revenge after carted for 2 boundaries on the 2 balls he bowled. Again, another indecision. In the end, the single completed, and Sujit is off the mark with that single. The man at point running across, but takes his eye off the ball for a second, loses it, and the single completed comfortably. Brings Deepak onto strikes. Score moves on to 41. We're in the 4th over of the game. Remember, these two teams are playing for a spot in the semi-finals of this Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11 here at the Al Malik grounds in Ajman. Full toss, dips onto him, misjudgment there again. The fielder running across from square leg is unable to cut that off, ends up giving the single quite easily. Something which Watania batsmen will want to make sure that they don't miss out is those singles and probably get run out as well. They don't want to see any batsman going back to the hut with due to any silly mistake. As of now, have avoided it on a couple of occasions. 42 for 1. Another slower one outside the off stump. The keeper trying a stumping chance as well. Since the batsman moved, the wide line moved as well. So will be called a dot ball. Shot this time straight to the man at point. Well fielded. It was hit with some power, and the fielder at point making sure he gets his hand to the ball. End of the over. 4 overs, 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. पाकिस्तानी होते तो रोक देते पूरा में पाकिस्तानी तो वो तो बैठ जाते हैं नीचे और एक बार बैठ गया तो फिर कोई मूव नहीं करता Over number 5 to begin. Sai Sandeep, the first change bowler, comes into the attack. Right arm over the wicket. Bowling with the man at deep square leg as chance of a catch, and the keeper, so does the third man miss, and the ball races away towards the boundary. Should be a catch that should be taken by the keeper, but in the end cost them 4 runs. Oh, look at that. Too close to the body to cut. He cuts it, but flies off, and the keeper has no chance. Ends up giving 4 runs, and the score moves on to 46. So Sai Sandeep welcomed with a boundary. This time, much better line. Bowling it into the surface, and Deepak plays it watchfully. He is on 14 of 9 balls now. This time was there to be cut. Missed that one into the keeper's gloves. Ball dying onto the keeper. .46 for 1, 3 balls on. This time drives this towards covers. Ruman Munir, the fielder, unable to stop that one, and the ball races away towards the cover boundary. 50 coming up, 50 coming in 4.3 overs. And Deepak is now 18 of 11 balls with 3 boundaries. 4.4 overs completed, 50 for the loss of 1 wicket. The man out 7, out for 24. Have a look at that ball racing away across the turf. Into the fence he goes. No chance for the man at mid-off to cut it off. 50 for 1. This time towards point, wanting a single. By the time the keeper could come to the stumps, the fielder had decided against throwing that one. There was no cover there. Keeps the dot ball. So 18 of 12 for Deepak with 1 more ball left in the over. Plays it towards covers counterpart there, patrolling the cover area. So no runs. End of 5 overs, 50 for the loss of 1 wicket with 1 over of power play remaining. First ball and through the point boundary for 4. Score moves on to 54. $54 for 1. Daman continuing. This time driven pass back towards the bowler, no run. This is what is good to see. The moment you bowled it short and you were cut, the next one you bowl it on the good length, asking the batsman to drive, full-blooded drive back to the bowler. Good contest between the bat and the ball. This time full toss, plays it towards deep mid-wicket for 4. Trying a bit too much there. The previous one he had bowled well, but this time he straight onto the pads, and it was a gift for the batsman who doesn't decline that one. Have a look at that. Slightly slow and goes waltzing down and sends us towards the mid-wicket boundary for 4 more. Score moves on to 58. 58 for the loss of 1 wicket in 5.3. Down the leg side will be penalized for that. A wide being called, so 1 more run. Score moves on to 59. We're in the last over of power play with the field restrictions being relaxed after this. With only 2 men allowed, the protection is bare minimum. You got the ball to your field, and this time slightly slower, plays it towards the man, it covers, there's no run there. Slow one this time. He plays it with soft hands, takes it on the toe end of the bat, completes a single with the score moving on to 60 of 5.5 with last ball of the power play coming up. Onto the pad, straight to the man at short mid-wicket. The fielder brought in there for that reason. End of the power play, 60 for the loss of 1 wicket. As we have a look at the scorecard. And Sujit is batting 10 of 8 with 2 boundaries. Over number 7 to begin. Man from deep mid-wicket coming in and throws wild throw, but ends up giving away 2 runs there. Sai Sandeep bowling his second over. He'd given away 2 of the first over. Ends up giving 2 of the first ball of the over. Sorry, given away 10 runs of the 8 runs of the first over, and now gives away another couple. This time Hari is the batsman on, who plays it towards covers. There's no run there. Dot ball. 62 for 1. This time a full-blooded drive towards the man at extra covers for a single. One more to the total. Score moves on to 63. $63 for 1. Shot this time plays it towards the man at gully. He wanted to pierce it through the gully and third man, but didn't have the space he was looking for. So a dot ball. This time bowls are wide and the keeper misses this one, and 5 wides to the total. Score moves on to 68. Not something that he needed to do. He's kept it outside the off stump, had to keep it there, did a bit too much, and then the ball died down onto the keeper before he could reach there. Through the hands and into the fence. So 5 to the total, 68 for 1. This time just lucky that it was within the tram lines, not called a wide, so a dot ball. Now another misfield or overthrow there ends up in giving that single that they were looking for. Rather a single because the ball had touched the bat, and this time Sujit plays it towards long off for a single to end the 7th over.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
First ball played it towards fine leg for 4 more runs. Score moves on to 74. The last time these two teams met, Watania had beaten Daman by 22. More than 450 runs were scored in that. 450 runs were scored in that game. Watania had scored 236 for 2, riding on the back of a magnificent 159 from Sivan. And then in reply, Daman fell short by 22, scored 214. So Lot of firepower with both the sides in terms of batting. Sujit now moves on to 18 of the 13 balls that he is faced with 3 boundaries. Shambhu Kumar comes in to bowl the 8th over and concedes a boundary of the first ball. Right arm leg spin. Taps this towards short third. There's a fielder there. We'll look at that. The catch that was taken earlier in the day in between 3 fielders. Manoj, the one in the center, manages to hold on to this one as Shambhu bowls a full toss and Sujit just sends it down towards long on for a single. Score moves on to 75. Time slightly short, but not enough room to cut that one. So a dot ball. .75 of 7.4. This time plays it towards short mid wicket. The fielder misfields there and allows the batsman to come back for 2 more. Score moves on to 77 with 1 more ball left in the over, given away 7 runs of the 5 balls he's bowled so far. 77 for 1. Shambhu this time bowls it wide outside off stump. Probably asking the umpire had he moved, but umpire says that's a wide, so it'll have to be rebowled and a run added to the total. Score moves on to 78. Now Shambhu moving the short wicket a little bit more finer and asks him to come. This time plays it more half a river sweep, but in the end gets 4 runs for that. And end of the over, 82 for 1. 82 for the loss of 1 wicket. So that extra ball costing a boundary. Have a look at that. Half a sweep and the ball goes behind square. Have a look at the man at long leg coming around. Dives but wanting to stop it with his legs. Lets the ball go through under him towards the boundary skirting. So 4 more. 82 for 1 at the end of 8 overs. This time, Sujit plays it towards deep point, completes a single. Again, a bit of indecision between both these batsmen. Keeps it down to a single. Takes Sujit on to 20 of 16. Deepak on 24 of 19. Deepak drives this one outer of the bat. Misfield by the man at gully and the ball races away towards the boundary for 4 more. So Sai Sandeep's not happy with the way his fielders are responding. A couple of them behind by the wicket keeper that cost him a couple of boundaries, and now this one through gully for another boundary. .83 for 1. This time drives past the bowler for a single. Sai couldn't get down in time to stop the ball, allows that single to be completed, and score moves on to 88. 29 of 21. Very good ball this time. Batsman just coming a bit out of his crease and yorking himself up. Ends up playing it back towards the bowler. No run there. Plays it towards deep point for a single. The fielder there coming around to his left, keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 89. One more ball to go in the 9th over. Down the leg side will be called a wide. Good take by the keeper, moving to his left. But one more run added and the score moves on to 90. This time Deepak plays it down the ground for a single. End of the over number 9, 91 for the loss of 1 wicket. Deepak batting 30 of 22 and Sujit batting 21 of 18. Shambhu Kumar to continue. Deepak trying to cut this one. Both the batsmen asking if that's a wide, but not to be. It's within the tram line. So dot ball to start the over. The last over before we go into the drinks break. As Deepak decides to re-guard himself. Tossed up this time. Again, half a sweep and sends us behind square for another boundary. It's effective out there. Is not going for the conventional sweep. Just sits halfway down and paddles it more towards the deep square leg boundary. For 4 more. Have a look at that. Goes down half a sweep, but effective to get 4 more runs, and the score moves on to 95. Tossed up this time again, takes it from the off stump line and plays it towards deep square leg this time, and the ball goes towards the fence and the fielder fields it inside for a single. 96 for 1. Sujit drives this towards deep point region for a single. 97 for 1. And Sujit moves on to 22 of 19 with that single. Shot again, plays it off the toe end of the bat and goes towards deep square leg there. 1 more run added. Score moves on to 98 with 1 ball left in the over. Tossed up and gets a bit of side spin as well. Batsman wanting a single but declined in the end. End of over number 10, 98 for the loss of 1 wicket. Wide angle, wide angle, wide angle. Scorecard. Have a look at the scorecard. At the end of 10 overs, Watania Takaful, Sivan out for 28 of 14, 5 boundaries, 1 maximum. Deepak batting 36 of 26 with 6 boundaries. And Sujit batting 22 of 20 with 3 boundaries, 12 extras in the innings, 1 by and 11 leg wides rather. Have a look at the bowling card. Bowling card दिखाने के लिए bowling card. Bowling card. Daman Insurance captain Munir using 4 bowlers. Muzammil 2 overs 28 runs, no wicket. Numan Waris 3 overs 24 runs, the lone wicket taker. Sai Sandeep 3 overs 26 runs, no wicket. And Shambhu 2 overs 19 runs and no wicket. Fall of wicket was at 39 after 3.2 when Sivan was out caught by Manoj off the bowling of Numan. White ball, 1 more run added to the total. Boundary हुआ ठीक है पहला ball. The 100 coming up in 10.1 overs. In the air towards the point region, the man at covers moving around to his left, saves it within the boundary. Batsman complete an easy double there. And Sujit moves on to 22. 24 rather with that double. Mohammad Atlaq. पहला बॉल बाउंड्री नहीं था, सिंगल था, 1 रन था उधर, 1 रन था, फिर वाइड था, फिर अभी 2 रन हुआ, वही देखता हुआ है, मतलब बाउंड्री तो नहीं है. Sujit on strike. Mohammad Clark left right arm leg spinner. This time a lot of revs on the ball. Starts off from outside the off stump. Gives away a wide there. So 1 more run added. He's given 5 runs of the 2 balls he's bowled. This time onto the back foot. Cuts this one. The man at point does well. But still cannot prevent the single to be completed. Brings Deepak onto strike. Score moves on to 104. Sujit batting 25 of 22, strike rate of 113, and Deepak batting at 37 of 27. Deepak backed himself away the moment he saw something move, so umpire calls it a dead ball. 104 for 1. Down the leg side, beaten and probably got it on the grill as well, so no run there. Sweep prompting a change in the field. Man going down at short fine. Plays it without much feet movement towards the man at wide long on for a single. Score moves on to 105. Last ball of the over coming up. Sujit on strike. Onto the back foot again. Plays it towards covers for a single. End of the over. 106 for 1 at the end of 11. And first over from McClark goes for 8 runs. पिछले हफ्ते भी था या उससे पहले कौन सा था इधर था हम लोग उधर मैच कर रहा था आप लोग इधर कमेंट इधर कर रहा था वो एक गुड बॉल ये वो सब बोला था Muzammil comes back into the attack, bowls from round the wicket. Sujit plays him towards mid-off for a single. Munir, the captain, running around to his right and fields the ball. Shot. Deepak plays it towards deep mid-wicket. Desperate attempt by the man at mid-wicket, but cannot stop the ball from going in towards the cow corner boundary. 4 more runs added. Score moves on to 110, and he moves on to 42 of 30. With that 7th boundary, the ball across the turf. Have a look at that. The man at deep mid-wicket running around to his left, dives for the ball, but in the end, cannot stop the one from going to the fence. So 4 more. And the score now, Triple Nelson, 111 for 1 at the end of 11.2. Slower one, plays it towards the man at short fine where Numan is standing there. And 1 more run added. And Muzammil is probably not having the best of his days. He's bowling from a fairly negative line. You have to trust yourself being the leader of the pack. Bowl to your strengths, but at the moment is not bowling into the areas that he should be. Concedes another boundary of bowling onto the pads. Sujit is a very good batsman to miss out on such an opportunity. Sits up there to be hit. And have a look at that. Pitching outside leg coming into him, but he moves across and sends it over towards the deep backward square leg boundary for 4 more, and the score moves on to 116. With 2 more balls left in the over. 2.4 overs is given away 38 runs at the rate of 14.25 per over. Remember, the winner of this game will go to play the semi-finals of the Super 8. Yes, this time much better line outside the off stump. Sujit plays it towards deep cover for a single. Score moves on to 117 for the loss of 1 wicket with 1 ball to spare. Slower in the air, but there's a lot of vacant spaces there which the batsman makes use of, and the man at covers doing the fielding. So 1 more run added. Score moves on to 118 of the completion of 12 overs. And Muzamil's figures now read 3 overs, 40 runs, no wicket. Deepak batting 44 of 32 with 7 boundaries, and Sujit batting 32 of 26 with 4 boundaries.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
A clock to continue. Up in the air, back towards the bowler, and a safe catch for a clock. Toss this one up, and Deepak going for the sweep, didn't get it right at the middle, hits the edge of the ball, of the bat, and spoons up in the air. His bat off the glove as well. So the easy cotton ball for Akhlaq sends the captain to the hut. 118 for 2. Out got 44 of 33 balls with 7 boundaries. So the 79 runs partnership comes to a close as the new man Mohammad Ali comes into face Mohammad Akhlaq. Plays it towards covers for a single. Score moves on to 119. And Mohammad Ali is off the mark with that single. Another wide, and the score moves on to 120. The intention's right there to bowl outside the off stump and take the ball away from the batsman, but you got to make sure you're bowling within the permissible lines that are allowed. Plays this towards covers. Munir misfields that one, late onto the ball and late to get down, and the ball wins the race, reaches the fence for 4 more. Score moves on to 123. 124 with that. boundary rather. This time again outside the off stump will be called a wide. So one more run, score moves on to 125. .125 for 2. This time goes towards the right of the mid-wicket boundary for 4 more. It was short and sat up to be hit. Enough time to move around in the crease and play towards the mid-wicket fence. He knew that this one's not going to be outside the off stump. It is going to be on middle and leg and turning into him. So all he did was move quickly and get into position. And the moment he saw it slightly short, plays it towards the mid-wicket boundary for 4 more. And score moves on to 129 with 2 more balls left in the over. This time cut towards covers and Munir moves to his right and fields at 1. So dot ball. Tossing this one up, plays it towards covers. Again, Munir fielding off his legs and ends up giving the single. So 130 for 2 at the end of 13 overs. Sujit batting 41 of 30 and Mohammad Ali batting 1 of 1. Shambhu Kumar back into the attack, concedes a double of the first ball and a single to follow. Score moves on to 133. Brings Ali on to strike. Sujit moves on to 44 of 32. Tossing this one up. Shambhu unable to stop the ball. Ends up giving a single. So score moves on to 134. Sujit plays it with soft hands towards deep mid wicket and come back for the double easily. Score moves on to 136. 136 for the loss of 2 wickets. Stays it onto the pad, straight to the man net. Shot fine. But even then, both the batsmen had taken off for the single simultaneously. End up comfortably completing that single. Brings Ali onto strike. Plays it from towards long off and a single completed. Score moves on to 138. End of the over. Looping delivery and Ali missing that one completely. This time onto the pads, umpire unmoved, probably this one going down leg side. Sorry, pitching outside leg, so will not be called for LBW. Clark the bowler, 2 dot balls to start off. Again, tosses this one up, missing the third one too, so a bit of a contest here. Clark tossing the ball, slowing it in the air, and Ali missing that one. Sujit coming and having a word with him. Fourth ball of the over, this time onto the pads and plays it towards square leg for a single. Brings Sujit onto strike. Moves on to 139, 4 balls in the over, 1 single only. Sujit comes down the track, takes it on the full, plays it towards long on. Batsman complete a single. Score moves on to 140 with 1 more ball left in the over. Again, another tossed up delivery, trying to go inside out. And end of the over. 140 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 15 overs. Shambhu to continue. Sujit digs this out, plays it towards covers, and a single completed. Score moves on to 141. Needs to be seen how many more do they get in the last 5 overs of this innings. Current projected score will take them to 186, but they will want more than that as another one goes up in the air, but this time the man at Gully can't get around. Both the fielders quite slow in getting towards the ball, and the batsmen end up getting 3 more runs. Ali trying to hit his way out, takes it on this lower half of the bat, spooning it over the man at point, and ends up getting 3 runs for that. Brings Sujit on to strike, who's on 49. Wanting to sweep, misses that one, will wait for the umpire signal. Wanting to come back for the second, turned around and missed his step. Will wait for the umpire signal. Off the bat, and with that single we'll get to 50. 50 of 37 balls with 6 boundaries. Shambhu this time bowls it short, and over the mid-wicket fence he goes. Ali was waiting for that release shot, gets that one, and this time sends us over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. He moves on to 13 of 10. Have a look at that shot, and going down leg side, helps it on his way towards the mid-wicket boundary for 6 more. Now the straightish delivery, this time plays it back towards long off, gets a toe to it, but still a single completed. Score moves on to 152 with 1 ball left in the over. 12 runs coming of this over so far with 1 delivery to go. Asking the man at short third to come towards slip. It's gone for 39 of the 3.5 he's bowled without any success, and this time cuts this one towards point, and the ball wins the race for 4 more. So his 4 overs scored 43 runs, and at the end of 16 overs, 156 for the loss of 2 wickets. With Sujit now batting 54 of 38 with 7 boundaries, and Mohammad Ali batting 14 of 11 with a 6 to his credit. Have a look at that. Bring the man from short third to slip, but in the end bowled a shortish delivery, and Sujit just cuts this away towards the point boundary for 4 runs. A Clark to continue his last over, enticing the batsman to go for a big one. The batsman missing that line and is beaten. So dot ball to start the over. Again, goes onto the back foot, plays it in the air, and gets a single. More importantly, gets his partner Sujit onto strike, who's far much more composed in his approach towards the spinners. Ali is still unable to pick them off the hand or off the wicket. The only success he had was he got a 6 of the previous over when Shambhu had bowled it quite short. But Clark is not bowling that short as Sujit goes onto the back foot, cuts this, through the cover region for 4 more. It wasn't that short, but probably because the ball bounced a little bit more than what he wanted. It came up into the zone for him to hit that one, and have a look at that. Goes onto the back foot, plays it slightly with the horizontal bat, and he gets 4 for that. And score moves on to 161 for 2 in 16.3. Current run rate of 9.8 will get them to 196. They will want to go about the 200 mark, probably 210, just to make it difficult for the Daman Insurance batsmen. Remember, Daman Insurance had nearly chased down the score of 239 the last time these two played. They just lost by 22 runs, so there's not much difference when it comes to batting. This time moves around the crease, and the keeper too is unsighted. By the time the fielder at short third could field that one, 2 more byes added to the total. Score moves on to 163. As of the moment he was unsighted, this time takes it right from the screws of it and sends them over long on for a maximum. So he started to switch gears now and moves on to 64. Mohammad Akhlaq was having a decent time so far, as now given away 33 of the 3.5 overs with 1 more ball to go in this spell. This time moves around, plays it over square leg, the ball moving around, and the batsman come back for only complete a single there. So end of 17 overs, 170 for the loss of 2 wickets. Sujit batting 65 of 42 and Mohammad Ali batting 15 of 13. Both these batsmen have a 6 to their credit. First ball through the cover region for 4 more. Sujit moves on to 69 of 43. And Asif comes into bowl and is greeted with the boundary of the first ball he bowled. इधर तो गूगल में बता रहा है 27 तारीख से चालू है. ये महीने का 27 से चालू है बोल रहा है. गूगल में बता रहा है. 27 को. हाँ. फरवरी महीने का. Score moves on to 174. This time picks it off his toes. And the ball going over towards the square leg boundary. The man at mid-wicket unable to cut it off. So 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 178. And he moves on to 73. With 10 boundaries and 1 6. Four men, nobody in front of square as they complete a single, and Sujit wanting to come back for the double. The double was never on. Ball had raced past the ground towards the man at long on. So score moves on to 179. 9 runs coming off the over so far of the first 3 balls. As Asif comes from round the wicket. Slants it across, and a half-hearted appeal by the wicketkeeper and the umpire unmoved. Not much support from any of the other fielders. This time Ali drives this across the ground. The man at long off doing the fielding keeps it down to one. Much better effort this time, putting his body behind the ball, ensuring that he doesn't let it go towards the boundary line. So one more run added. Score moves on to 180 with two more balls left in the over. Rather, one more ball left in the over. And of a fantastic knock, hits the toe end of the bat and into the keeper's gloves. So he's out for 74 of 46 with 10 boundaries and a maximum. End of over number 18, 180 for the loss of 3. Have a look at it, chasing that one into the keeper's gloves, and a well-judged catch. Have a look at that. 74 of 46. Akhil, the new man at number 5, is at the non-striker's end as Asif took a wicket of the last ball of the over. Given away 10 runs, he got Sujit caught behind by Vivek. Numa Anwar is coming to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. His last over for the day. He's given away 24 and taken the wicket of Sivan earlier in the innings. Will want to come back and make an impact with the over that he's got to complete. We'll start off with a wide ball dying down onto the keeper, but Vivek making sure that he is behind the ball. This time plays it in the air. There's nobody patrolling the boundary there. The man there from gully running behind and collects the ball. Score moves on to 183. This time, Akhil runs back for the second quite comfortably. Ali now trying to take stock of the proceedings. Gets 4 runs of the next 2 balls he's faced. He now moves on to 20 of 17. Five runs coming in the first 2 balls, a dot ball, so 5 of first 3 balls of the over. Watania will surely want to cross the 200 mark from here on, as plays it just in front of the wicket and sets off for a single, so one more run added. Score moves on to 186, brings Akhil on to strike for the first time. Akhil now sent up the order probably with the last few balls to try to score a few, as Varis this time tries to bowl a slower one, ends up bowling a wide, so he gives away a single there, extra. Daman Insurance have to make sure that they don't give too many extras, as Akhil drives this down the ground. The ball going towards long on. The fielder there doing the fielding to keep it down to a single. Last ball of the over coming up, 188 for 3. Over the bowler's head, and the man at long off station quite straight, so keeps it down to a single. So 189 for 3 at the end of 19 overs. Ali batting 22 of 20, Akhil batting 1 of 1, and Varis finishing his quota of 4 overs, gave away 33 runs and taken a wicket. Last over, again driven down the ground through Akhil's leg for a single. Score moves on to 190. Asif, the bowler there, who got the wicket of Sujit in the last over he bowled, will want to keep it down to Akhil plays it in the air towards the man at extra covers. The captain Munir comes across but cannot stop the double from being taken, so 2 more runs added. Score moves on to 192. In the air towards long on and beats the man for a boundary. Score moves on to 196. And Akhil gets his first boundary. He's 7 of 3. 19.3 overs completed. 3 more balls left in the innings. Up in the air towards long off. They complete a single. Let's go, moves on to 197 with 2 more balls left. Akhil moves on to 8 of 4 and Ali batting 23 of 21. This time towards the extra cover boundary, the fielder giving the chase, fields it just inside the boundary, saves another couple of runs for his team. The ball waltzing off the turf, and so does the fielder. Manages to keep his foot just in time and stop that ball from racing away towards the boundary. So 2 more runs added. Last ball of the innings coming up. Down leg side will be called a wide, so 200 comes up in 19.5. .200 for 3. A wide will have to be re-bowled. And a dot ball to finish, so they end up with 200 for 3 at the end of 20 overs. Asif giving away 21 runs in the 2 overs he's bowled. As we have a look at the full scorecard of the Watania Takaful 11 team. Sivan out 28 of 14 with 5 boundaries, 1 maximum. Deepak Kulbe caught and bowled Mohammad 44 of 33 with 7 boundaries. Then Sujit, who played a magnificent knock of 74 of 46 balls with 10 boundaries and a maximum. He was caught by Vivek off the bowling of Mohammad Asif. Mohammad Ali not out 25 of 23 with one maximum. And Akhil not out 8 of 4 with one boundary. 21 extras, 18 wides, 3 byes in the innings, which led the score to 200. Have a look at the bowling card. Bowling card, Jehana. Have a look at the Daman Insurance bowling card. Muzammil 3 overs, 40 runs, no wicket. Noman Waris 4 overs, 33 runs, 1 wicket. Sai Sandeep 3 overs, 26 runs, no wicket. Shambhu 4 overs, 43 runs, no wicket. Mohammad Akhlaq 4 overs, 34 runs, 1 wicket. And Mohammad Asif 2 overs, 21 runs and 1 wicket. The fall of wickets, the first one fell at 39 at the score at 3.2 overs. Then the second was of Deepak at 118 overs, 12.1, and then the last one was Sujit at the score of 180 at the end of 18 overs. So 201 is what Daman Insurance required to reach the semi-finals of this Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11. As we have the chase coming up in the next few minutes, stay tuned.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
Ball number 1 of this final innings in the Super 8 game of the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11, as Muzammil plays this towards Gully. Indecision between both the batsmen. Don't take that run. Asif, the partner with Muzammil. And Sivan, who had earlier opened the innings, does the honors of bowling, opening the bowling as well for Watania. Onto the pads towards fine leg. The short fine leg is unable to cut that off. So 4 runs to the total, 4 runs to Muzammil. And the chase gets underway. 4 runs for the loss of no wicket. Required at the rate of 10.02 at the start of the innings. This time another wide, well kept by the keeper. Again, both the batsmen are not in sync with each other. There was a run that could have been taken apart from the wide that they got. Score moves on to 5. Very vital in such a chase that you don't miss out on any run scoring or taking opportunity. Missed this one, so score moves on to 5. This time again onto the pads and easy pickings. There is nobody patrolling the square leg boundary. The man at mid wicket is unable to cut it off. Not a good line, no protection whatsoever for Sivan, and he ends up stringing it onto the pads. Have a look at it, onto the pads, bringing the ball in, and Muzammil helps him on his way towards this square leg boundary. So Muzammil giving Sivan a taste of his own medicine. Earlier, Sivan had taken Muzammil for a few runs. As of now, Muzammil has got 2 of 2. Again, this time driven past the bowler. Half a chance being missed out there. The man had long on coming around. Keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 10. Brings Asif on to strike for the first time. Plays it in the air, and the fielder at mid-off had actually started to trade back, realized that the shot was played quite in front, so ends up giving up that single and a reprieve to the batsman. Score moves on to 11. Asif trying to take on the bowling right away. At the moment, just manages to get a single and get off strike with that run. Slower one will be called a wide, so will have to be rebowled, and the score moves on to 12. Again, hurrying the batsman on, and they complete a single with the ball going towards the long on fence for one more run. Over number 1 completed, 13 for the loss of no wicket. And 14 balls. Nijaz Nuruddin bowling the second over. Muzammil playing slightly early on that stroke, and the ball reached a bit late. No run there. Nijaz bowling to Muzammil. This time edge and beats the keeper for 4 more. Score moves on to 30. Not a convincing stroke, but nonetheless will take that. Deepak was slightly slow in reacting to that one. The ball flies off the toe end of the bat. And 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 13. Prompts the short third to be brought a bit more finer, but 13 for the loss of no wicket. The man at short third. This time moves inside, plays it towards the deep mid wicket boundary. The fielder gives up the chase, and 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 17 with that stroke. Sorry, 21 with that stroke. Nijaz a bit frustrated. The previous ball that the catch wasn't taken, ended up bowling this time, bowling it onto the pads, straighten it up, and Muzammil just helps it on its way towards the deep mid wicket boundary for 4 more. So back-to-back boundaries, takes the score on to 21. Again, trying to repeat the previous stroke, but Nijaz this time holding the line a little bit back, which allowed the ball to go towards the keeper's hands, and just asked the umpire that he wants to talk to his partner, talking to him, probably asking him to choose his ball and not go after every ball that is being bowled. Score remains on 21. 2 more balls left in the over. This is the second over of the innings. This time over the man at covers, and couple of bounces into the fence he goes, knowing that there's not much protection on the leg side, and he was punished for bowling it onto the pads. He knew that he's going to bowl this outside off some, so comes in line of the ball, plays it inside out, doesn't get to middle of the ball, but still the stroke takes the ball away from the fielders towards the fence for 4 more, and the score moves on to 25. The 3 boundaries coming off this over so far, with 1 more ball to go. This time over the man at covers, and another boundary to end the over. 16 runs coming off it, and score moves on to 29 for no loss at the end of 2 overs. So good start for Daman Insurance. Remember, they nearly scored 237 in the when they were chasing against them. Managed to score 217, lost by 22 runs in that game. Sivan to continue. Asif trying to cut this one. He's already faced 1 ball before this, is now 1 of 2. And the other side, Muzammil has faced 11 balls and scored 26 runs with the help of 6 boundaries. They need to bowl a few dot balls, build that pressure back, as this will be called a wide. It kicks off the surface, takes the keeper by surprise, but he manages to hold on to it. Wide will be penalized for 1 run, and the score moves on to 30. Slower one. Not a wide because he moved. The tram line moves along with that. So Sivan gets away with that. Bowls it slower off the air. So 1 run coming of the first 2 balls. This time hurries the batsman on towards point, and the misfield allows the single to be completed. Brings Muzammil on to strike. Score moves on to 31. Swing and a miss, playing from statutory position, the feet moving nowhere, and the ball into the keeper's gloves. No run there. There's a stiff breeze blowing from our left to right. This time will be called a wide. 1 more to the total. Score moves on to 32. of 2.4. Again, another swing and a miss. Some of the fielders excited that there was an edge, but no, says the umpire. The keeper's not interested. The bowler too turned back the moment he bowled that ball. So a dot ball. अंदर कौन है? हाँ? किसको? चल ठीक है ठीक. कल भी आगे पीछे हो गया था. अच्छा. बाद में अभी नहीं थोड़ा. 32 with 1 more ball to go. Again moves the line, but will be called a wide. The batsman moving, but this was way outside the line, so it will be called a wide. So 1 more run to the total. Score moves on to 33. $33 for no loss. Last ball of the over coming up. This time drives it down the ground. The ball hits the non-striker's end, but the batsman managed to cross over for a single. 34 for the loss of no wicket at the end of 3 overs. Muzammil batting 27 of 14 and Asif batting 2 of 4. Sivan has given away 18 runs of the 2 overs he's bowled.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to, restore families, after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and, help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
Over number 4, Muzammil plays it towards mid-on, the fielder there. Nijab starts off with the dot of the first ball. Muzammil again moving across, will be called wide. The umpire strict on anything outside the tram lines. Muzammil moved, but the ball was still shaping away, so gets a wide. Swing and a miss again. All of a sudden, Muzammil has started trying to go after the bowling. Losing his shape out there. Nowhere close to the pitch of the ball, and a few dot balls, bringing the pressure back on them. I helped with a few wides, but at the moment, the game in balance. Again, another wide. And with the ball dying down on Deepak, who couldn't collect it, another extra run, so 2 more runs. This time, both the batsmen quite alert. Takes the score on to 37. (37 for 2). Asif gets it in the slot and over the long on boundary for the first maximum. Had seen a few, but this time it was there to be hit, and he makes sure he sends this over the long on boundary for a maximum. Have a look at that. Walked in a bit. The moment it was in the slot, those broad shoulders sending this one over the long on boundary for a maximum. The score moves on to 43. Daman Insurance had given away 21 extras in the 20 overs, and as of now in the 4th over, they've already given 8 extras, allowing this batsman to take a bit of a breather, and he comes back with a better delivery this time, shortens the length up. Asif trying to cut this one, misses that one and into the keeper's gloves for a dot ball. (43 for no loss. This time in the air, and the man at long on misses that one for a boundary. Four more to the total, and a reprieve for Asif. Have a look at that. Again in the slot, plays it. The man at long on misses that one, and one bounce touches the skirtings for 4 more. What should have been 43 for 1 is now 47 for no loss. Shot this time, inside out, over the man at point. And the 50 coming up, 51 for no loss at the end of 4 overs. And Asif has moved to 16 of the 8 balls with 2 boundaries and a maximum. The first change coming up. Sivan has been given a break. Shot and dot ball to start. Mohammad Ali in at number 3 bowler. Muzammil picks it from outside the off stump, sends it towards the long on boundary for a single. For no loss in 4.2. Asif wanting to play the big one, but Ali's throwing that one up. Plays it with soft hands towards the man at point and gets off for a single, so 1 more run added. Score moves on to 53. Muzammil going to his right, wanting a single. Is that a chance of a run out? Missed that one. It was on the back foot and he set off for that single after Asif had asked him to. Running towards the danger end but still managing to complete it. Takes the score on to 54. Full toss, plays it straight to the man at short mid wicket. Asking whether that was a no ball. Umpire says it's a legal ball, so score remains on 54 with 1 ball to go in the 5th over. It's the inner half of the bat, goes to a short fine. End of the over, 55 for the loss of no wicket at the end of 5 overs. Needing another 146 runs of the remaining 90 balls. Double bowling changes. Gautam Tamil Selvan who will come into bowl. Gautam had earlier dropped a catch of the bowling of Sivan. So he will want to come up with a wicket or two to bring his side back into the contest. over number 6 to begin. Double bowling change. Gautam Selvan, Tamil Selvan comes into the attack. He had dropped a catch earlier, but this time he manages to get Asif out. Bowled, who's out for 18 of 12 balls with 2 boundaries and a 6. Ball staying low here, and knocks the middle stump for the first casualty for Daman Insurance. Have a look at that. Playing across the line, ball staying low, and the middle stump takes a beating and sends Asif back to the hut. Always Mushtaq in at number 3. Gautam to continue. Always on strike. Plays it with soft hands, and the batsman set off for a single. Takes always off the mark with that single. Score moves on to 56. Brings Muzammil back on strike. First wicket partnership of 55 broken at the start of the 6th over. This is the last over of power play. With only 2 men outside the circle. There's a man at deep mid wicket and there's a man at long on. Gautam moves across and plays it towards the mid wicket boundary for a maximum. Shuffles across and takes it on the full towards the boundary for a maximum. Score moves on to 62. Moves across, gets in line of the ball and sends this over the mid-wicket boundary for 6 more runs. Score moves on to 62. Needing another 139 more runs of the remaining 87 balls. Again, this time plays it towards the man at deep mid-wicket. Slight misfield, but still only a single. Score moves on to 63. Asking for an LBW, but probably going down leg side. A leg by completed. Playing in front of the wicket, but probably the ball shaping a bit more. The umpire unmoved. Nonetheless, a leg by. Score moves on to 64. Muzammil batting 36 of 21. Always batting 1 of 2. Again, this time in front of mid-wicket this time. The fielder had moved a few paces probably to guard the squarish boundary, but this time in front of mid-wicket. So 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 68. End of 6 overs. 68 for the loss of 1 wicket. Have a look at the ball racing across the fast outfield for 4 more. And he moves on to 40 of 22. Power play completed 68 for 1. Mohammad Ali to continue with more protection now on the boundary line. Always to face him, and he starts off with the wide, wanting to keep it away from the batsman, but ends up bowling a wide. So one more extra to the total. Short wants to play towards the square leg boundary. No run there. Dot ball. .69 for 1. This time helps it on his way towards the mid-wicket boundary for 6. It was slow and enough time to turn around and play towards the mid-wicket fence for 6. So carnage from both the batsmen right now. Muzamil was one of them, and now Awais joining in the act. Slowish ball waiting to be hit and deposited over the mid-wicket fence for 6. Score moves on to 75. Edge beating the keeper, and that's another boundary. Flying over the keeper's head for 4 more. And the score moves on to 79. Watania need wickets, and they need it in clusters if they want to stop this chase from being over before the completion of 20 overs. This time towards the man at third man. There's a deep third man who misfields, but only a single completed. So one more run takes the score on to 80. So conditions start getting cooler as there's not much sun and there's a stiff breeze coming, blowing across the ground. Slow one in the air. The man from covers comes around but unable to stop that one. They complete a single. So twice in the over, enticing a fall shot but falling short of the fielders. Score moves on to 81. Beaten this time, wanting to walk across and play, but this time Ali had bowled a rather faster delivery than the previous time, but ends up in a dot. End of over number 781 for the loss of 1 wicket, needing another 120 of the remaining 13 overs. ज़्यादा सर्दी होने वाला है आज।
मौसम सही नहीं है ना।
इधर ऐसा ऐसा हो तो बारिश आ जानी चाहिए, अंदर चले जाके बैठ सकते हैं।
बारिश आना चाहिए तो फिर अच्छा से आना चाहिए, थोड़ा आके फिर फायदा नहीं।
वही फिर मैच भी हो जाता है और गंद भी हो जाती है। अभी थोड़ा धूप आया है। Over number 8, Gotham to continue. This time Muzammil plays it backward of square. The fielder comes around, single completed, indecision, but in the end, always able to complete the double with Muzammil, who was keen on coming back for the 2 and take strike. Score moves on to 83. In the air, the keeper coming under it, and safe pair of hands, and sees the end of Muzammil trying to go after it, ends up skewing it up in the air, and Deepak, the captain wicketkeeper, takes a catch. And Gautam gets his second. We can have a look at that. Swipes across, gets the toe end of the bat up in the air, and Deepak safely catches that once to see the end of Muzammil. Score now reads 83 for 2 after 7.2 overs, needing another 118 of the remaining 12.4. Muzammil out for 43 of 25 with 7 boundaries and 1 6. Abdul Qayyum, the man at number 4, joins Awais Mushtaq. Plays it towards point, and now the fielders are on their toes with that catch taken. Will feel a lot better. Trying to run in and cover whatever ball that they can, as this time Tamil Gautam fields it off his own bowling, so 2 dot balls. A wicket and a few dot balls will start putting that pressure back on the batsman. And another dot ball. And so just 2 runs coming of the first 5 balls of the over. But they needed 10.02 at the start of the innings. Now as at 9.7, so run rate is not a problem. It will be the wickets as another dot ball, which ends the over. 2 runs coming off it. 83 for 2 at the end of 8 overs. Abdul Qayyum yet to get out the mark with the 4 balls he's faced. And Awais Mushtaq with the boundary and a 6 to his credit is batting on 12 of 7. Gautam Tamil Selvan had given away 12 runs in the first over he had bowled and a wicket, and now in the next over gave away just 2 runs and taken a wicket. So his analysis read 2 overs, 14 runs, 2 wickets. Over number 9 to begin. Always on strike. This time again, short ball, moves across and sends it towards the long leg boundary for 4 more. And Vipin, who bowled a wide of the first ball, now gives away 4 runs. So he's given away 5 runs of the first ball he's bowled, releasing the pressure that was built in the previous over. Always moves on to 16 of 8. Will be called a wide, so 1 more run to the total. Score moves on to 89. 89 for 2. On the pads, probably impact outside of, would have saved the batsman, so no run there. 89 for 2 of 8.2 overs. In the air, chance for the bowler of his own bowling, but couldn't get to there. Ends up giving away a single, and score moves on to 90, needing another 111 runs more of the remaining 69 balls. This time in the slot and plays it towards the long on boundary for 4 more. Sivan unable to cut that off. So Abdul Qayyum gets off the mark with that boundary. He was tied down in the previous over when he came into the crease, but the first ball he faces of Vipin, it was in the slot and he just plays it over the man at wide long on for a boundary. So 4 more to the total. Score moves on to 94. .94 for 2. This time plays it into the surface, goes towards point and no run there. Avoiding that risky single is away. He knows that they have the batting to hunt the score down. There's no point in trying to give away a wicket needlessly. Slow one, but picks that one and sends us over the long off boundary for a maximum. The 100 coming up. 100 coming up in 8.9 overs. He moves on to 8 of 7 with the 2 boundaries. So the 100 coming up in 9 overs, 100 for the loss of 2 wickets. Vipin's over going for 17 runs and needing another 101 more runs of the remaining 11 overs at 9.18.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all those families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to, restore families, after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and, help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
Both these teams are desperate for this win to make it to the semi-finals. A loss here would mean exit from the tournament. In the air towards the man at long off, and another drop. This time Always gets away with one. Score moves on to 101. The fielder at long off coming around and fluffing that chance. So one more run to the total. Gautam misses out on another wicket as the batsman crossover for a single again. This time it is Abdul Qayyum who takes that single, takes him on to 11 of 8, and Awais is now batting 18 of 11. The score moves on to 102. This time playing it towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. There's a fielder there, and score moves on to 103. Onto the pads and flicked off his toes. One bounced over the long leg boundary for 4 more. Abdul Qayyum now races to 15 of 9. He took 5 balls to get off the mark, but since then he's scored 2 boundaries and a maximum to take the score on to 107. This time much better than that. Over the man at cow corner for another maximum. So score moves on to 113. So after the first 2 overs that he managed to keep the batsman quiet, this time Gautam too going for a few. "13 runs coming of the first 5 balls. 1 more ball to go before we go into a drinks break. Needing another 88 more runs to win. Required run rate now coming below 9 runs and over. This time over the man towards long off. They complete 1. And throw not collected well by the keeper. They get 1 more run. So score moves on to 115 for the loss of 2 wickets at the end of 10 overs. Wide shot lena. स्कोर कार्ड दिखा दे भाई मेरे पास है ये वाला मेरे पास है स्कोर कार्ड आ रही है भाई. नहीं जरूरत नहीं है, छोड़ दे. Bowling change, and the first ball in the air towards long on. The fielder coming and holds on to a good catch. Sees the end of Awais Mushtaq. So immediate success as soon as the change ends. Amir Bashir comes into the attack and gets Awais Mushtaq out for 19 of 12. Have a look at that. In the air, gets himself under the ball and takes a well-judged catch. Awais Mushtaq out caught. यार फील्डर का नाम पता करना चाहिए ना फटाफट. Sujit, the fielder who took the catch of the bowling of Amir. Awais Mushtaq out for 19 of 13. And Manoj Nandaraja, the left-hander, comes to strike middle. Amir Bashir to continue. He's got the wicket of the first ball as Manoj is wrapped on the pads but going down leg side. So a dot ball. Tossing this one and takes it outside the off-stump ball, going towards the mid-wicket boundary, and both the fielders converging on each other, giving away a boundary. Hopefully both of them are okay. Tossing this one up, takes it from outside the off-stump. Both the fielders crashing into each other, and hopefully both of them are okay. Have a look at the man. That's a man at deep mid wicket who's now moved to long on. Man at square. Both of them converging, and hopefully both of them are okay. Of the mark with the boundary, plays this one short towards gully. There's a fielder there, so dot ball. 4 runs coming off the first 4 balls of the over. Both the fielders look better at the moment. This one, again, trying to premeditate. He sweeps. The first time he manages to get a boundary, but since then he tried to cut the next one, didn't get any run, and then decided to play the sweep. Again, in the air. The man at Gully this time stopping the ball, so no run there. Just 4 runs coming off that over with a wicket. So 82 more required of the remaining 54 balls, 119 for 3. As we have a look at the full scorecard, Muzammil out for 43 of 25 with 7 boundaries, 1-6. Asif bowled Gautam for 18 of 12, 2 boundaries and 1 maximum. Avish Mushtaq caught by Sujit off the bowling of Amir, 19 of 13 with 2 boundaries and 1-6. Abdul Qayyum is batting 23 of 11 with 2 boundaries and 2 maximums. And Manoj, who has just come to the crease, is 4 of 5 with 1 boundary. 12 extras in the inning so far. Score 119 for the loss of 3, needing another 82 of the remaining 9 overs. Over number 12 to begin. Nikalo, back again. Copy down the leg side. Lucky for him, the wicket keeper is them. Copied. As the first one is called a wide, so 1 more run to the total. This time takes it from outside the off stump, sends it towards the mid-wicket boundary. The fielder there keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 121. Noted, thank you. Sujit into bowl. He's given away 2 runs of the 1 ball he is bowled as a wide and a single. Deepak ensuring that his fielders around. He brings the man to point. There's a man at Gully and there's a man at this time Manoj trying to cut this one. Another dot ball. Slightly quicker this time towards the man at covers. Misfield allows the single to be completed comfortably. And gets Manoj off strike. Brings Abdul Qayyum on to strike. Score moves on to 122. This time floating this one up. Abdul Qayyum playing for the big shot, but ends up only edging that one towards short fine and gets a single. He gets off strike. Score moves on to 123. 11.4 overs. Slower this time. Again plays this towards the deep mid-wicket boundary. There's a fielder there and another single. Wouldn't mind a few singles being given away with a few dots. They would want to save the boundaries to build that pressure back. They've been guilty of bowling on both sides of the wicket and giving away a few extra runs than what they should have. Like 123 for 3 in 11.4. 78 more required. At this time plays it in the air into the vacant mid-on region. The fielder runs back and bowls of his own bowling. Keeps it down to a single. End of the over, 125 for 3 at the end of 12 overs. 76 more required in the remaining 8 overs. As we have a look at the bowling card. Wide shot dena by wide shot dena. Over number 13 to begin. Amir Bashir to continue. And another edge dropped. Abdul Karim going for the big shot, missing that one, and Deepak too dropping that one. So the fielding not up to the standard that they would want to. This time towards the man at short third, misfields that one. The man at gully runs around and they come back for two in the meanwhile. Two more runs to total. Score moves on to 127. This time nearly hitting Manoj. He manages to avoid getting hit and a single to take the score on to 128. Cuts this one towards covers. There's protection out there. And by the time the fielder throws back the ball, two more runs added and the score moves on to 130. 71 runs more required in 7.2. .130 for 3. This time ball going towards the long leg boundary. There's fielder there who keeps it down for two more. Score moves on to 132. With one more ball remaining in the over. Again cuts this one straight to the man and gully, no run there. End of the over, 132 for 3. After 13 overs. Suji to continue. It's 1 over 6 runs. Comes to bowl the second over. This time floats this one in the air. Plays it down towards covers for a single. So moves on to 133. 133 for 3 in 13.1 overs. This time sweeps this one towards short square leg for a single. So one more run added. So Manoj relying either on the sweep or the cut has still not played anything down the ground. There are a lot of vacant spaces in front of the wicket. There's right from point to mid off and long on. And this time pulls him up for another wicket. So fourth wicket down. Abdul Karim advancing down the wicket, bowls a faster one, and the ball gets under the bat into the stumps. So fourth wicket down at the score of 134. Have a look at that. Comes down the wicket, yorks himself up and ends up losing his stump as well. So he's out for 30 of 19 balls with 2 maximums and 2 boundaries. Vivek Singh, the wicketkeeper batsman coming to the center, number 6, has a task on hand. 67 more required of the remaining 39 balls. This time plays it through Gully. The man at short third is on the chase, keeps it down to 2. So he starts off with a double off the mark with that shot, and score moves on to 136 for 4. 65 more of 6.2 overs. Goes onto the back foot, plays it over the man at long on, and a single. One bounce into the keeper's hands for a single. Score moves on to 137, brings Manoj on to strike. The left-hander who's batting 11 of 12 with 1 boundary. This time slightly slower in the air. Manoj plays it towards mid-wicket. There's a fielder there for that, so 1 more run added. Score moves on to 138, end of the over. 138 for 4, needing another 63 of the remaining 6 overs. Amir Bashir bowls, and this time Manoj comes down the track for the first time, plays it in front of square over the bowler's head for a single. The score moves on to 139. Needing another 62 of the remaining 5.5 overs. Vivek plays this towards deep square leg. There's a fielder there. And 1 more run added. Amir Bashir has given away 13 runs of 2.2 overs. He's bowled, got a wicket. Vivek moves on to 4 of 3 and brings Manoj on to strike. This time gets under the ball over the mid-wicket fence for a maximum. A much needed shot in the slot, and this time sends us over the mid-wicket boundary for a maximum. And he now moves on to 19 of 15. A release shot that they were looking for. Amir Bashir in the slot, and Manoj goes on to one knee and again plays it. This time bends down and plays this towards deep square leg. They complete a single. And he moves on to 20 of 16. Doesn't need to do anything silly right now. They need the runs that they got the runs they needed of the over. Just need to play it out with probably a couple of runs more. Got 9 of the first 4. They need 10 runs and over, as this is a wide, so they got another one more run. So getting 10 of the over, they needed 10 runs and over, so they got that. So they don't have to do anything silly. Play out and get, as this time plays it in the air over the man at long on for a maximum. So Amir Bashir, who was doing well until now, was brought in to probably keep the score down and get a wicket, ends up giving away 2 maximums. And the 150 coming up, 154 for 4 in 14.5, needing another 47 more of the remaining 31 balls. Cuts this one through the gully region, and the fielder will chase the ball only to retrieve it back. So 158 for 4. To end the over, needing another 43 of the remaining 5 overs. Required run rate drops down to 8.6. And Amir Bashir's 3 overs, 31 runs. As we see, have a look at the bowling card of Watania Takaful. Copied. As we have a look at the bowling card of Watania Takaful, Sivan 2 overs, 18 runs, no wicket. Nijaz. हाँ भाई वतानिया तकफुल ही बोल रहा हूँ. We look at the bowling card of Watania Takaful 11. Sivan 2 overs, 18 runs, no wicket. Nijaz 2 overs, 33 runs, no wicket. Muhammad Ali 2 overs, 17 runs, no wicket. Gautam 3 overs, 29 runs, 2 wickets. Vipin the 1 over, 17 runs, no wicket. Amir Bashir 3 overs, 31 runs, no wicket and 1 wicket. Sorry. Sujit 2 overs, 12 runs, 1 wicket. Probably the last of the dice that Sujit can in the air towards the man at covers. There's a single taken. They only need to keep getting those singles and probably the odd boundary to make sure that they win and make it to the semi-finals. On the other hand, Watania will want wickets, and they need a couple of them in quick succession before this chase is completed. As he plays it in the air towards the man at wide long off. Misfield there, and 4 more added to the total. And this chase getting easier and easier. As another boundary is scored, score moves on to 163. This time plays it softly towards the man at deep covers. They complete 1. Vivek wanted 2, but sent back. These two have put up 30 runs in exactly 3 overs and made sure that they are at the moment having this run chase under control. Score was 133 for 3 when Abdul Qayyum was out, and since then these two have come and made this task easier. A dot ball, needing another 37 of the remaining 26 balls, needing at the run rate of 8.54 with 6 wickets in hand. This time yorks him, but still manages to get a single. $165 for 4. 36 more of the remaining 4.1 as Sujit is coming towards the closure of his over. He's given a 19 runs in the 2.5 he's bowled. Vivek on the back foot plays it towards long off. They complete a single. End of the over. 16 overs completed, 166 for 4.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.
Over number 17 to begin. Down leg side and helped it on his way towards long leg boundary for 4 more. Akhil comes into bowl and concedes a boundary of the first ball he bowls. Now needing another 31 of the remaining 23 balls. Beaten in the flight, 1 run completed, and he comes back for the second, makes it easily, so 2 more runs to the total off the bottom edge and 2 more runs added to the total. Score moves on to 172, needing another 29 more of 22 balls. And the required run rate now dropping from 8.5 to 7.91. Drives this towards deep extra covers. They complete 1 and easily come back for 2. So the 8 runs that were needed at the start of over have come in the first 3 balls of the over. And with another 3 more balls left in the over, needing another 27 of the remaining 21 balls. Nearly played it back onto his stumps. So a dot ball. $174 for 4. Plays this towards the cover boundary. There's a fielder there, easily completing the single. They don't need to do anything fancy out here. The runs are coming, so 1 more run added. 175 for 4, and Watania fielders will have to pull themselves up, probably a wicket or 2, bring themselves back in the contest, take it down to the last over, and probably anything around 8 runs also can sometimes be defended, but they need to get those wickets, else these 2 men are right in the zone to see their team home. Manoj wanting a dot ball, a white ball. Umpire says that it's a dot ball to end the over. 17 completed, 175 for 4, needing another 26 of the remaining 18 balls. Vivek Singh on strike, and the first ball will be called a wide. Ali, the bowler, giving a one more run. So 25 of the remaining 18 balls. Shot, plays it towards the man at deep point. There's a fielder there, and keeps it down to a single. Score moves on to 177. Manoj on strike, the left-hander, so the field changes. The man trying to move across his crease, and this time trying to fetch it outside the off stump towards the middle stump, but in the end helps to get a wide for himself and for his team. Score moves on to 178. Down the ground, over the man it covers, and a well-judged catch that should bring the morale of the team high. Probably thought he had enough on that one. Have a look at that. Slants it across, comes down, opens himself up, plays it over covers. Probably thought he had enough, but the man at covers moves around to his right and takes a well-judged catch. And the fifth wicket down. It was Sivan who took that catch. Manoj out 22 of 21 with one boundary and a 6. And this chase just gets a bit interesting now, with them needing another 23 of the remaining 16 balls. Jasim Bashir, the new man at number 7, plays this towards the long off boundary for a single. Brings Vivek onto strike. Score moves on to 179. Now the 22 runs required of the remaining 15 balls. Slower one in the slot towards for over the long off boundary, and it goes for a maximum. Trying the slow one to outfox the batsman, but in the end gives it away and it sends sailing over the long off boundary. Have a look at that in the slot, and not even a jumping fielder could able to stop that one. 185, needing another 16 of the remaining 14 balls. This time over the man it covers, and a maximum to end the over. Needing another 10 more runs of the remaining 13 balls now. The required run rate in a span of 2 balls. Stats, छोड़ दे अभी यार, too late to do that. 42 of 16, and he ends the over with a single. Game changing on its head in a space of a couple of deliveries. They got a wicket, glimmer of hope, but then the next ball that Vivek Singh batting on 43 of 17 with 3 maximums and 3 boundaries to his credit. कितना है स्टैट समझ में नहीं आ रहा है यहाँ से दिखाई थोड़ी देगा इतनी आसानी से 43 of 17. Vivek Singh comes in and changes the game on its head with a strike rate of 252.94. Sujit bowling to Vivek, and this time fires it down the leg side, and the ball going towards the fine leg area for 3 more runs. So another 6 more runs now needed of 12 balls. Floats this one, takes the inner half of the bat towards the man at square leg for a single. So 5 more runs needed. Brings Jasim onto strike, who's got one of one. Both these teams, before they started their game, knew that the winner of this will make it to the semi-finals, and needing another 5 more. At this time drives it down the ground, does Jasim, gets a single for that, and the score moves on to 197. Just 1 hit away from making it towards the semi-finals. Message from the dugout that they need 4 more to win this game. Slow one and a dot ball. He thought it was a wide, but not to be, so needing another 4 more. That's not going to trouble him much. They just need to play the ball on its merit. Cuts this one over the man at point, and the ball races away towards the boundary, and victory for Daman Insurance, and they make it to the semi-finals of this Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11 with 8 balls to spare. Watania had scored 200 for 3 at the end of 20 overs, and Daman Insurance 201 for 5. A 5-wicket victory with 8 balls to spare. Take them to the semi-finals. Handshakes all around. And Vivek Singh ends up 48 of 20 not out with 4 boundaries and 3 maximums. And we have the presentations coming up in the next few minutes. Have a look at the scorecard first before we go into the presentations. Have a look at the batting card first. Muzammil out 43 of 25 with 7 boundaries, 1-6. Mohammad Asif bowled by Gautam 18 of 12 with 2 boundaries, 1-6. Avesh Mushtaq caught Sujit bowled Amir 19 of 13 with 2 boundaries and a maximum. Abdul Qayyum 30 of 19. He was bowled by Sujit for 2 boundaries and 2-6. Manoj was caught by 7 off the bowling of Mohammad Ali for 22 of 21 with 1 boundary, 1-6. Vivek Singh then comes in and plays a cracker of a not out 48 of 20 with 3 boundaries and 4 boundaries and 3 maximums. Jasim staying there up to the end for 2 of 2, 19 extras in the innings. As we have a look at the bowling card. Bowling card, dikhana. Bowling card. Watania bowling card. Sivan 2 overs, 18 runs, no wicket. Nijas 2 overs, 33 runs, no wicket. Mohammad Ali 3 overs, 34 runs, 1 wicket. Gautam 3 overs, 29 runs and 2 wicket. Vipin 1 over, 17 runs, no wicket. Amir Bashir 3 overs, 31 runs, 1 wicket. Sujit 3 overs, 3.4 overs, 29 runs, 1 wicket. And Akhil coming for the single over, giving away 9 runs. So in the end, a 5-wicket victory for Daman Insurance in their last league game of the Super 8, which takes them to the semi-finals. We'll have the presentations coming up right away. Thank you. All right, what a cracker of a game we had in the last Super 8 match of the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11 here at the Al Malik grounds. Watania and Daman Insurance both fighting for a spot in the semi-finals. In the end, Daman Insurance winning by 5 wickets with 8 balls to spare. Our man of the match for his brilliant 70 plus and bowling is Sujit from Watania, who will come and collect from the match official his trophy. A valiant effort from Sujit. Sujit, I know it is not a very good feeling when you do well, but still not able to. Overall, how happy are with your performance in the whole tournament?
First of all, I would like to congrats the Daman team. They played really well. Everyone knows I am not happy at all. Thank you.
I understand the emotions. Thank you very much and well played today. We hope to see better performance in the next season. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll talk to Deepak from Watania. Deepak, probably echoing Sujit's statement, not happy. Where do you think that this defense went wrong in the end?
Yeah, well, indeed not happy because we were here and there were runs on the board. But I think we took it a little lightly. And our bowlers didn't bowl on the right areas. They kept giving runs. I will also say that Daman, they never lost belief that they can chase 200 runs. And their batsmen kept on taking runs, kept on scoring boundaries on the loose balls. And a couple of drop catch in the beginning also costed us. And those batsmen scored some runs, valuable runs for team. And eventually looks like Daman was more spirited than us on the ground. This is how I feel. Some lacking from the bowling side and some lacking in the fielding side. I don't know, something was wrong today. That's what I can say.
In the league phase, when you all played each other, you all scored 239 and they nearly chased it down. They were just short by 22 runs. Didn't that spark anything in the boys and tell them that, listen, they are capable of chasing 200. We need to tighten our screws and, come and defend this.
Yeah, true. We discussed this thing, but this ground is different. The pitch is little better than those pitches, and this ground is bigger also. Wind is also there. So all we had to use that pitch, the length of the ball, and the bounce, and then the wind and all this thing. This we had to use. Our bowlers had to use. But if you kept on bowling on the arc areas, they are decent batting lineup. They are decent batting lineup. They almost chased last time also, and we were knowing it that they can chase it. If we keep bowling on the wrong areas, or if we lose things, they will catch us. It was our idea to keep things tight in the beginning. Unfortunately, some drop catches, some bowlers gone wayward. Our score was good. 200 is a good score anyway. We could have scored a little more, but 200 is indeed a good score. And that's it. Like we knew that they can score. They have decent batting lineup. All we have to do that better bowling.
Anyway, thank you very much. Our campaign comes to an end for you. Hope to see you in season 12 and have better shows in the future.
Sure. We'll be coming back and we'll be bouncing back better. We have a decent team. Boys are they are talented. All they need to get faith or trust in them that they can do better than this, and they can win matches for us. Right now we have a couple of match winners, but the potential in at least 4-5 more players, if they trust themselves, they are the match winners. All I can say that they should get this belief in them. They should practice. They should play regular matches, if not with Watania, at least outside somewhere, and get the confidence in them. The confidence is the main important thing.
Thank you very much, and hope to see you again season 12. Thank you, Captain. And we will have Munir from Daman Insurance, a pensive character. Munir, relief in the end to make it to the semi-finals, a topsy-turvy campaign, but right now you must have to concentrate on the knockout game coming up front.
Yeah, definitely. As I said today earlier, this is the momentum. We need to show all the skill set in the field. So the guys has shown today, and they have done their job well. So definitely we'll also plan for the next game. That's the knockout. Definitely as today. It will be similar situation. It will be do or die. It's a semi-final game, and we know that it's a tough side. Even though we will plan well.
Probably coming after this innings, you must be happy with that. The batting lineup has started firing. All the top 6 to 7 batsmen are giving you runs. You need somebody to score a big 100 or at least 80 plus in the semi-final.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, we have bunch of all-rounders in our team. That's the advantage in our team. So on a given day, they are the match winners. So they turn up. Even I shuffled the batting orders, even though they really played well. Even every individual they contributed today, then that's a result came out. Then this is the time to celebrate.
Thank you. Many congratulations and all the best for the semi-finals. That concludes the Super 8 out here for the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 11. The semi-final lineup is done. And the last game of the day, it's a Group C game between Lockton and Munich Re Mena, which will be coming up. The toss in a few moments. Thank you. Stay tuned.
And to be able to be there at that time, it's exciting to be able to help all these families and get them back to normal life. Because as a adjuster, that is our main goal, to restore families, after catastrophe, bring them back, and even the community too, bring them back to some sort of normal life and help them.
For us to be able to help restore and enhance their lives, their businesses, and their communities. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what's really exciting.
A big part of it for me is to be able to help people get their lives back on track and be able to move forward after an aftermath.
And that is what we do day in and day out, with helping people get back into their homes, with restoring the community. Our guys live and breathe that motto every single day.